So, hello, this is Luca Talks Dons here, and today, of course, a different type of video, of course, I do want to bring you guys and everyone else in the community and MK Dons fans. This is a video which I've actually come up as a content idea topic, I want to talk about, of course, 5 things, of course, what we need to improve going into this weekend's campaign away to Chesterfield, and then discuss the last 2 home games of the 2 defeats against Warsaw and Grimsby. What areas what we can do, and also what changes and lineups what I would make going into this Saturday's game away to Chesterfield. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you do smash that like button. Please do give a subscribe to the channel. I would always return the favour back to help everyone else's channels to grow, and we are about 55 subscribers away from 9,000 subscribers. So we're going to start off with, of course, the last 2 home defeats. Of course, we did lose to Warsaw 1-0, and I want to bring that game back a couple of weeks ago. Of course, we were going into that position where, of course, we were unbeaten, coming from a great win 2-3 weeks ago against Newport County, getting our first victory at Newport in 6 years. Going into the Warsaw game, where we knew that, of course, 2 games coming up, 2 back-to-back home games just gone, Warsaw and Grimsby. And I know people would say, okay, this is an MK Dons side, should really like cruise the league with the signings, what Paul Warner's done, the recruitment has got better. When you name big characters that have dropped into the division, like Mendes Liang, Callum Patterson, Aaron Collins, and etc. names like that. But you're coming up against, of course, a Warsaw side where Matt Sadler, of course, was cruising last season. When we played them in January, of course, 21 points clear of a difference, and then they had a 12-point cushion going into like March, April time, where they really fell off the pecking order. And this is where, okay, they did lose in the final to AFC Wimbledon, and they got promoted into League One. We were poor in that game, but it wasn't as worse compared to Saturday, of course, just gone, when we lost 3-2 to Grimsby Town. But what really went wrong in that game, of course, really, it was just a really off day. And I remember we had chances in that game. The only chance I can really remember was 2 chances. Luke Offord, of course, had that chance, and it was cleared off Flint from a header, from a clearance. And then, of course, the Callum Patterson chance, where Liam Kelly crossed the free kick to Patterson and literally had his ball was literally on his feet and literally just missed it. And then Warsaw went there to set out on defensive, and they are a very good side now. They've obviously, of course, did win on the weekend against Chesterfield, and that's our opponents coming up this Saturday at 3 o'clock in Chesterfield, and they've now started to pick on a bit of good form. Then, of course, we went into Saturday's game just gone, where, okay, we lost to Warsaw, opportunity to bounce back. What can we do? What can this MK Dons side do against a very good Grimsby side? David Artell, experienced manager. I obviously, of course, and established and talked about how Grimsby were on the vlog on the weekend just gone. And the performance in general was very poor. Like, to go 3-0 down against a side where you come up against a very good Grimsby side, where they basically got a bit of a similar team to what they had last season, and they're picking form now where they've got form from last season. Like when they lost to AFC on the final game of the season, of course they needed to win that game and rely on other results, and they could have actually been the team to get promoted into League One. And Grimsby are a very good side. David Artell, well organised team. Darren Burns, I really didn't know he actually played, our ex-player, of course. But 5 things, of course, I do want to obviously discuss in this video today. What I do want to talk about, what we do need to learn going into this Saturday's game against Chesterfield. The Grimsby game in general was very poor. To go 3-0 down for an MK Dons side where, of course, we know that we do have players coming back slowly, itinerating, slowly, graduating. But Aaron Collins should be back, potentially maybe this weekend, coming up against Chesterfield. If not, maybe against the West Ham under-21s, but I'm not sure if he's going to throw him in there against West Ham. I don't know. But look, this is an MK Dons side where, of course, we're coming up against a Chesterfield team where it's going to be a difficult game this weekend, an upcoming game fixture campaign. And it's just, this is why this is the video for me today, where, of course, I'm making a video, something brand new on the channel today, where 5 things we do need to learn going into Chesterfield this weekend. And changes what I would make in general. Scott Hogan over the weekend was very poor, very dreadful, but people were saying that a couple of weeks ago when we lost to Warsaw, with the chances, well, not many chances we had, but when you throw a Scott Hogan in a type again, depending on how the game actually turns out, you could have done with a Hogan against Warsaw. But hopefully Aaron Collins does come back, and if he feels like he's ready to play, start him this weekend against Chesterfield. And then, of course, our new defender, of course, sorry if I do butcher this and actually don't announce his name, and I do need to learn about it, but Mepshaw, of course, I've totally got that wrong. He was poor, and he's not a defender. That red card, in general, was definitely a red card. The referee got it right. But now he's suspended. I'll obviously maybe change it, go back into a free. And this is what I don't get about Paul Warne, how he sets out. And look, I love Paul Warne. I think he's the right man for the job. Going forward for long term, I love the guy. I think what he's doing now is doing brilliant. I know we've had a bit of a blip. And hopefully this weekend, of course, we do fix things up. And I want to see Luke Offord back in his normal position. He's not a right back. It goes to show. And we've got 2 new fullbacks at the club now. Of course, we've got Kane Wilson, of course, looked a little bit very unfit on the weekend. And that just goes to show, look, okay, he's a good player. He's going to come good. He hasn't really had a lot of time because obviously he was signed the day before deadline day and hasn't really featured any much football. And he's played for a lot of clubs. And Paul Warne will know today that the MK Dons players might be here today. They might be training, recording this on a Monday afternoon. And players like that are going to gain fitness. And this is why I felt like, look, the transfer window in general, brilliant. It's a 9 out of 10 window. I made a video on it last week. And that's about it. And I just feel like this Saturday against Chesterfield, things we do need to improve. If Aaron Collins is fit, chuck him in there against Chesterfield. But I think he probably will make it on the bench. Keep Callum Patterson, because away from home, you're going to need him where the likes of Liam Kelly are going to deliver some good crosses and boxes. And change Luke Offord and put him back in centre-back, because this right-back position, I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable. But we are going to end the video. This is something new I might do once a week on the channel, maybe every single Monday, whether I'm not coming down here every single Monday. But this is Luca Talks Dons here. Make sure you do smash that like button. Make sure, I do want to say thank you for everyone who's actually given me love and support, that everybody getting good feedback from obviously with the matchday vlogs. Will there be any more videos today? Potentially we might go live today and do maybe my country are playing tonight against Israel, so we might do a watch along for that. And then of course we've got the matchday vlog this weekend at Chesterfield. Make sure you do like, support, subscribe to the channel, and I'll return the favour, and I'll see you this Saturday at Chesterfield.